story I'm about to tell you is an urban legend. It's called the hangman. There was this girl, and she lived in this small little college town at the base of a mountain in a little valley. Well, at the top of the mountain was an insane asylum. These were for the people who had committed such horrendous crimes that they couldn't even have them in the prisons. They had to have them in those insane asylums with the white rooms that were padded and locked. And the patients were often in straitjackets. Well, the girl's waiting for a boyfriend to come pick her up because they're going to a masquerade ball. Well, she's dressed as Queen Guinevere, and she's got a beautiful red velvet gown on with lots of poofy crinoline underneath to make the dress all poofy. And her boyfriend is supposed to be dressed as King Arthur. King Arthur pulled the sword out of the stone and was Knights of the Round Table. Well, he's running late, and she's waiting and waiting, and finally she hears his car puttering up, and there's a knock at her door, and she opens it. And there stands Chris, only Chris isn't dressed as King Arthur. Chris is standing there wearing a gray sweatsuit. Where's your costume at? I didn't have time to go by and get it. I had trouble getting the car started. I'm sorry. Well, we're going to a masquerade ball. I'm Queen Guinevere. You're supposed to be King Arthur. Well, what are you going to be if you're just wearing a gray sweatsuit? Well, I can go to the costume shop and pick it up if you want, but we'll be really late to the party if I do. No, it's fine. Let's just go. Well, they go out, and he opens the car door for her, and she gets in, and he shuts the car door, and he goes in and gets on the other side. Well, they start driving down the road, and it doesn't take long till they get out of town, and the houses are further and further and further apart. Well, she turns on the radio and is listening to some of the tunes playing, and all of a sudden, there's a special broadcast. Attention, citizens. The hangman has escaped from the insane asylum. Do not come out of your houses. Go into a house or find the nearest shelter. Again, the hangman has escaped. Repeat, the hangman has escaped. Find the nearest shelter if you're outside. Lock your doors and windows if you're inside. Did you hear that, Chris? Did you hear what they said? The hangman escaped, Chris. You got to turn around. You got to take us back home. Well, no, it's too far back to your house. If we have to go turn around and go back, it's going to take us longer. He said the nearest shelter. I can see right across the field over there. I can see the country club where we're going to. We're just going right there. Okay. Well, please hurry. Well, Chris pushes down on the accelerator to speed the car up. But then the car starts sputtering. That's not funny, Chris. Stop it. I'm not doing it on purpose. Chris, just go, Chris. Well, he pushes on the accelerator again, and this time the engine dies, and he rolls the car over to the side of the road underneath this big, huge oak tree with limbs reaching across the road. Well, what are we going to do, Chris? What are we going to do? Well, it's okay. Just let me see if I can get the car started. Well, he tries to turn the ignition, but nothing's happening. The car won't even start. It's not even making a sound. Well, Chris, we're stranded out here. What are we going to do? Well, I've got an idea. I'll run over across the field to the club and get help and be right back. Okay, well, let's hurry. Well, she reaches for the doorknob and starts to open the door. No, not you. You're staying here. I'm not staying here by myself. You can't run in that dress and you got those high heels on. You're going to end up breaking your ankle, spraining your ankle. You just stay here and I'll be back as fast as I can. Well, what'll I do if somebody comes? What What if the hangman comes while you're gone? Well, you're gonna lock both the doors, and if you climb into the back seat, there's some clothes back there that I washed at the laundromat, and you can throw them over top of you, and nobody will even know that you're back there. It'll just look like a pile of clothes. But how will I know when you're back? How will I know that it's you? When you come back, how will I know it's you and I can come out? Well, I'll knock on the roof of the car 3 times. Knock, knock, knock. And you'll know that it's me, and you can come out. Okay, but please hurry, Chris. I'm afraid. Please hurry. Well, she climbs into the back seat, and she pulls all of those clothes over top of her, and she watches as Chris runs off into the dark, and she pulls the last piece of clothing over her head, and she lay there what feels like forever, and she finally hears knock. It's Chris. He's back. 2 more knocks. 2 more knocks. Knock. 1 more knock. 1 more knock. She reaches for the clothes to pull them away when she hears knock. 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 That's not Chris. He wouldn't scare me like that. That's not him. That's not Chris. And she takes the clothes and she pulls them slowly away from her face. And there, shining in the back window, is a face illuminated by light. And she screams. And there's a knock at the window. Ma'am, come out. This is the police, ma'am. Come out. What's happening? Where's Chris? What's happening? And she looks out the back window and she sees the blue light of the police car. And she sits up. Ma'am, come out. This is the police. Come out now, ma'am. She opens the door and she climbs out. And she says, Where's Chris? What's happening? Where's Chris? Ma'am, come this way. Just keep walking. Don't look back. Don't look back. Why? Why can't I look back? Where's Chris? Why can't I look back? Ma'am, just keep walking. And she turns and she looks behind her. And there, hanging from the tree, is Chris. And his body's swaying in the wind. And his sneakers are brushing the roof of the car. Knock. 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 And that's the story, The Hangman.